Joining you from the Illegal Ship Studio, it is a special edition, a little earlier than normal, of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. There you go. That's a cold beer. It's Friday. I'm Dan Carroll. Welcome to the show. Jason Kiefer is here. And it's hot as balls again.
Yes.
Outside.
Hot as Satan's taint outside.
You like saying that, don't you?
Dude, it's the perfect fucking analogy. It's so fucking hot. I'd rather be that than 20 degrees, though. I will say that.
I will take the heat any day. You have to, as I always like to say, you have to embrace the heat. And you will be embracing the heat tonight. That's at the St. Veronica Festival.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Slinging cylindrical meats for our buddy Franco Delzotti at the Delzotti sausage booth. Family recipe Italian sausage. If you haven't had it, you need to have it.
It is the best.
It is the best.
The best,
as he says. But yeah, I'm gonna be
no doubt about it.
I'm gonna be sweating like a whore in church. At a church. I probably should have hydrated a little bit more. I might go down tonight. I might go down. Just pass out.
Well, they've got paramedics working the festival.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll have a detachment there.
A lot of former coworkers, which is the last thing I want. So just shove me in a car. Not that they're not good. I just don't need that. Just shove me in a car and take me to the hospital.
Well, if you're feeling faint, you can always go to the walk-in.
I could
Cool off in there a little bit.
Just hang out where all the cylindrical meats are.
All the cylindrical meats.
No, it'll be fun. We always have a good time at this festival, and it's amazing to me, Dan, that festival season is upon us.
This year is flying by.
Yes, it absolutely is.
It is. Yesterday was yesterday the first day of summer?
Yep. The official first day of summer. I was going to put in the description or the title, Dog Days of Summer. We're not in dog days yet, but it feels like it. Holy shit.
No, not yet. But what is dog days? Typically August?
Yeah, usually.
It feels like August.
Dude.
Right here. It's unbelievable.
But I love it. Dude, so yesterday was my last day of work before vacation. So I'm officially on vacation. We leave Sunday for our trip. But we made 7 runs before 9 a.m. for a 3.5 square mile coverage area.
For heat-related issues?
It was all kinds of different shit. Some of it was heat. But it was just a very weird day. And I'm like, man, all I got to do is get through 24 hours. And I'm on vacation. Sweet. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Well, it makes your day go fast, doesn't it?
Oh, it absolutely did.
Yeah.
But
you can't sit around looking at the clock all day.
But that's not what we're used to. I mean, they get spread out throughout the day. I mean, we average maybe on a busy day 6 or 7 runs for the size department I work for. 7 before 9 a.m. We got on at 7 a.m. 2 hours. Boom. We were all scratching our heads like, what the fuck is happening right now? Some heat, some just regular bullshit, but some of the typical stuff. But
any shootings?
No
Shootings?
No, I don't know if it was too hot for that. I'm not sure.
All right. I guess all the Juneteenth shootings didn't happen around here.
There was a whole bunch of stuff that went on. We had a big, they had a big celebration where I work, and big event
in Woodlawn.
And it was, we don't speak of that, but good work. Appreciate it.
Oh, my bad.
But
you can edit it out.
But apparently there was a ton of fights, like a bunch of, jump ins and all this shit.
That's great.
So I got briefed on all that.
That's fantastic.
Yesterday morning, I was like, "Holy shit!" It was too hot to be dealing with that type of shit. All right, so we're gonna jump right in, and I found this story. I emailed it to Dan, but Dan didn't get a chance. I sent it to him a little bit late.
Well, I was on the air till midnight last night. Then I had to get up first thing this morning and get hooked up with Corbett and install some graphics.
Where are we at?
In Blue Ash. First Star Logistics.
Oh, yeah.
So big ongoing job there. And Did a bunch of that. Then got out of there, came home, washed my hands, grabbed my shit, and here I am.
Here you are.
It's been my day today.
We made it. Well, I saw this story a little bit later this afternoon, and I emailed her Dan, but Dan didn't get a chance to look at it because I said
I pretended like I read it.
that's all right. No, I mean, it's fine. I thought it was a cool story. So the fishermen in Mississippi pull off dramatic rescue of 38 dogs treading water. So I'm like, all right. So it grabbed my attention. So I'm like, all right, I want to read this.
So there's 38 dogs in the water.
So I'm going to read this. And
all right,
sorry if you are upset with me reading it, but what started as a day on the water with a friend turned into a full-on rescue mission of 38 dogs. Bob Guest, 61, a State Farm agent in Arkansas, decided to go on a fishing trip with his friend Brad Carlisle, a State Farm agent in Tennessee. After not seeing each other for a while, Gist told Fox News Digital. The two men headed to, I'm going to say Grenada, maybe Granada Lake in Mississippi, and got in touch with Jordan Crespin, local fishing guide, who led them onto the water. After fishing in the early morning hours, not finding much luck, group moved to a different location. We got in quotes, we got about a half a mile or so from where we were to another place. We start fishing. Pretty soon we hear some dogs barking. And then pretty soon we saw some dogs on the horizon of the water. I think the pictures were adorable. So as I continued to read, they noticed a deer in the water, and a group of dogs were attempting to chase the deer.
Oh my God.
They went on fishing for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then they said, hey, guys, if you don't mind, let's go check out these dogs. They're pretty far out. And as they arrived, and I don't know if I can enlarge this picture here, but you guys can see
Look at that.
They put 38 dogs on this bass boat.
Oh, my God.
So they said they were flabbergasted because it was dogs everywhere, and they're all going in different directions trying to. Oh my God. So apparently there was a big fox hunt in the area, and some of the dogs just decided to chase this deer, and the deer jumped into the water, and they apparently jumped into the water.
Went in the water. That is amazing.
38 dogs, man. Can you imagine being on a boat and trying
to? Where are the owners of these dogs then?
Well, on land somewhere. These motherfuckers are on a lake. I don't know. Well, I would assume that you would. I've never been a part of, and hopefully we can get some comments, but I've never been a part of one. But I'm not chasing. I won't even chase the dog that lives in this house, the domesticated dog, if it gets out. I'm not chasing it. But assume you let them go, and then as they're barking and as the barkings change, their barking tone or whatever, then that's where you traverse to. But apparently they followed a deer and all jumped in the goddamn water.
But they all kind of look like hound dogs or beagles, I guess. Are they beagles, you think, or are they some kind of hounds? I was trying
to look, and I can't zoom this picture in. But yeah, the dogs are part of an annual fox hunt that takes place in the Granada area. The dogs apparently jumped into the water and chased the deer.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's cool as shit of those guys stopping.
Does it say that they took the dogs back to the owners? Or?
So it says the three fishermen grabbed as many dogs as they could and fit them on the boat before running out of room. Crestman managed to gather 25 to 27 dogs, making sure none of the pups attempted to jump back in the water. Once the men returned the dogs to the bank, they found the owners in panic and calling out for help. Super fucking cool, though. I mean, how cool is that picture? Look at all those dogs, and they all got numbers on them. I mean, they're all labeled.
That's unbelievable. That is pretty cool, though.
We're usually somewhat humdrum on this podcast, but I thought that was a good one.
No, that's a great story.
Kind of a lead off.
Can you imagine
just grabbing fucking dogs out of the water?
It looks like they're having a good time.
Oh, I think they're having a great time. They were on the verge of drowning because now they've been treading water for over an hour.
They were out there, really? So
yeah, they were out there for a while. And I guess that was the big thing, was they were so far off the bank that they're like, "Hey, we got to go do something." But this fucking poor deer who's being terrorized by 38 dogs.
I think deer can swim, can't they?
I've seen a couple videos
Yeah.
where they're trying. I don't know how well. I mean, fuck, I'm not treading water for an hour.
38 dogs. That's pretty cool.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Were there any other boats out there or just the one?
Just the one. With a whole orphanage of dogs.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Get up on in here. Get in the boat. That's it.
Like I said, we normally start all humdrum and fucking bullshit. So I figured we start with that one. 38,
No, that's pretty good.
38 dogs made their way home. It didn't say how many died, though, by the way.
Do you think there were some that didn't make it?
No, I don't think any died.
That would be sad.
I think they all made it.
I
think they all made it.
That would ruin the mood a little bit.
I just had to put that humdrum in.
All right. No, that would ruin the mood a little bit if you drop that one on us. But you're going to go do the sausage. I am not. I'm kind of bummed out about that. I was working until midnight last night. I got radio tomorrow morning, and I got radio again on Sunday. So even though it's a Friday, this is like my Wednesday.
Yeah, it's your work time.
Yeah, or like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. So I'm busy all week, and then I get a text from my wife, and she says, "Oh, we got to do stuff over at my dad's house this weekend." So that's my weekend this weekend. So I'm kind of shot. But I spent a lot of time last night talking about this amnesty bill. They're not a bill, but it's an executive order that Biden put out. 500,000 illegals are going to get a pathway to citizenship. I mean, it's thoroughly disgusting. And we're not going to be on again before the debate happens with Biden and Trump. And Biden is sure to bring up, and he is sure to say to Trump that, hey, I had a bipartisan deal that would have meant legislation that would have solved the border crisis. He's going to say, I had that, and the deal was done, but you told Republicans not to do it because you want to have an issue to run on. So when you hear that, you need to know that is a complete canard for this guy to put that out there, because this border deal, this bipartisan border deal, was going to be an absolute disaster for the United States. It ensured that the border stays open. It did not guarantee that the border would be shut down if they reached this threshold number. That was, and some argue it was 4,000 or 5,000 a day. It only meant that the Secretary of Homeland Security would have the power to do that. Didn't say he wasn't compelled to do it.
Right.
The commander in chief wasn't compelled to do it, but it only said they have the power to do it. It guaranteed that all these illegals coming across were going to be able to lawyer up. We're going to get services. We're going to have their cases heard. The money that they said was going to go for more border patrol. They weren't going there to patrol the border or secure the border. They were going there so they could more quickly process these people through the border and get them into the interior of the United States. Then the other component of this is that Biden's going to say, well, you didn't want this legislation. We had this I had to take action on my own to shut the border down. And then this amnesty thing, which I don't know. Apparently this was in some package that he put forth early in his, at the beginning of his regime. But there actually is a bill, and you can look it up. It's called H.R. 2, 118th Congress, 2023-2024. It's called Secure the Border Act of 2023. And it was passed in Congress. And some of the things it would have done requires the Department of Homeland Security to resume activities to construct a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. Provides statutory authority for Operation Stone Garden, which provides grants to law enforcement agencies for border security operations. Prohibits DHS, Department of Homeland Security, from processing the entry of non-U.S. nationals arriving between ports of entry. Prohibits DHS from processing the entry of non-U.S. nationals. So that means when they get caught, the DHS can't take their name and give them an Obama phone and say, show up in court in 5 or 6 or 7 years. That was going to be off the table. Authorizes the removal of non-U.S. nationals to a country other than the individual's country of nationality. Expands the types of crimes that they may make an individual ineligible or may make an individual ineligible for asylum. So you've got all these people with criminal records that are coming across the border, and you got you got a 12-year-old girl in Texas that was killed. You got that mother of 5 in New York who was recently killed, and all illegal aliens are under arrest. Yeah, all those illegal aliens are under arrest for that, and it turns out they've already had contact with the system, and they've been caught, they've been sent back, and they've been caught again committing crimes, sent back, and then they come back again, and we hear all this nonsense about how they're we're vetting these people at the border. No, you're not vetting them.
Yeah, vetting shit.
They ain't vetting shit.
Well, they call it they're catch and release. All right, so you have to show up. You have to show up to court, which nobody ever does, and that's okay. We're supposed to be okay with that as American citizens. Those guys are out there doing what they're paid to do, and the bureaucracy was like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just let them go. It's fine.
So when you hear Joe Biden during the debate talk about how
I cannot wait for this,
Trump doesn't want legislation to deal with the border. No, there's legislation out there that's already been approved in the House, and Chuck Schumer will not let this H.R. 2 see the light of day. So this was an actual bill that would have done something about what's happening at the border. The bill that Schumer wanted and the bill that Joe Biden wanted would have made the border situation a hell of a lot worse. And they just keep making it worse. And he's going to say, well, I shut down the border with an executive order. No, he didn't shut down anything. There's more illegals coming across now than before this executive order came out. And then now you're going to add on top of that mass amnesty for there's the numbers between 500 and 550,000 illegals because they've managed to stay in the country more than 10 years. Oh, congratulations. You've been breaking the law for 10 years now. Here's citizenship. Here's voting rights. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like you said, congratulations. Here's your free pass. Come on down, as they would say on The Price is Right.
I mean, there's a lot of legal groups that are lining up to fight this, and they're saying it's unconstitutional on its face. I don't know what all the arguments are for the unconstitutionality of it, but hopefully this thing will get into court before too long, and some federal judge will shut it down. Of course, that'll never be talked about on the news media.
And how do you trust that, Dan? With what we saw over the last month and a half, and I know that was a state court with Trump and whatever, but I mean, how do you trust it? As American people, we can't trust anything that they're doing.
I think a lot of the trust that we had in the court system is ruined now.
Yeah, it's fucked.
I think a lot of trust that we had in the voting system is ruined now. I think a lot of trust that we had in the institutions that make this country great is ruined now. I think a lot of the trust that we had in things like the Department of Justice, the FBI, Department of Defense.
Yep.
I think a lot of that is ruined now because so much of it has been weaponized.
Well, it's been weaponized. And it has been questioned enough to where they're backpedaling because they realize, oh, maybe we overstepped a little bit. They were always trying to, both sides, both try to fuck the system, right? But as American people, I would venture to say after the pandemic or during the pandemic and then after, where we start to question shit, where before that, it was kind of just yep, all right, so here's what the government's saying. Okay, cool, got it. Here's what the justice system did for, this Supreme Court case. Okay, cool, got it. But I think we started to question things after this fake pandemic where people are opening their eyes a little bit more. And Democrats swinging over to Republican and some Republicans swinging to Democrat, either way. But I think we're seeing a completely different situation than we've seen, at least since I've been a grown adult.
Well, and it's getting worse and worse. I read a great article yesterday, and it you can find it in a on a website called the Daily Caller, and it's written by a person named Gage Clipper. And the title of the article is 50 Years Later, We're All Living in Chinatown. And are you familiar with the movie Chinatown? Jack Nicholson, Faye Dunaway. Nicholson's
I've heard of it, but I've not.
He's a private detective in the set in the 1930s.
I'm going to try
in Los Angeles.
I think we're froze up on the YouTube. So
all right,
I'm going to try something. If it fucks it up, it fucks it up. Sorry.
And so he uncovers an elaborate scheme to divert water away from Los Angeles, and dude gets rich off of this, and he finds the whole thing out, and the article goes on to and Jack Nicholson's character finds out about being orchestrated. He uncovers another layer of bureaucracy and another layer of criminality going on. And so the paragraph where they write about what happens police look the other way. The woman is killed. While Giddy's the detective just goes home, and they're have today. And the author writes, turn on the news and you see a former president convicted of a felony for crimes that don't exist. You see illegals flouting our laws and being rewarded for it as citizens pick up the tab. Those who mutilate children are praised for their compassion, while those who oppose them are targeted as domestic terrorists. Victims of crime get treated as criminals when they dare defend themselves. Disillusionment with the American dream was starting to set in the 70s, but in today's world, we can finally construct a post-mortem. And I think all these things that this author points out in there are things that we are seeing happen with regularity these days. And it's no wonder that people don't have any faith in the things that we used to be able to have faith in. And that's not good for the country.
I'm making an uncomfortable silence on purpose.
I was just waiting for you to respond to that.
No, I was waiting. No, I was dealing with tech issues, but no, I think where we're sitting at as a society, and we've got our buddy Cincy 513 in the chats, and he's busting your balls per normal.
I don't care.
But I think no matter what side you're on, doesn't matter. With the way the world is going right now in our country, I said the world, but like our country and the world, the way everything is going right now is scary as shit to me, because I've never seen in my lifetime. Now, granted, 44 years old, I was not here for segregation, so I didn't get to see that here on the home front. But looking at everything that's going on around the world, and where we were a world power strong, nobody would really want to fuck with us. We're at a point now where we're fucking weak as shit because our leadership is weak as shit. And I'm not saying it has to be Trump. I'm saying, but it definitely is not Joe Biden, whoever it is. And it's scary as hell to me with Jill and I having Zoe, who's 12 years old, and having to, come up through, coming into adulthood. What's that look like? Because I guarantee you did not have the same outlook when Hassler and Danielle were coming up that I have right now for Zoe. The whole world has changed.
Yeah. And it hasn't taken very long either.
And you're right. Exactly. It has not taken very long. It flipped on a script right now. And it's scary as shit to me because, I mean, I remember, when I was, 20, 21, where I was actually starting to give a shit about things, have a full-time job, making a living, paying bills, doing these things, and you actually start to look at it. But what we're facing right now, and it kind of pulls into one of the stories that I wanted to get your opinion on that we'll hit here in a second. But yeah, I mean, the whole world has changed in a matter of 10 years.
Well, I think this is a good time to play that video that I sent you. That it's a video that was put out by an organization called Western Lensmen. I honestly don't know much about them, but it's a video that lists, and they do this in under 2 minutes. They list 25 things that are happening right now that are indicators of the way America is being destroyed. And I saw this video and I was like, this is all the stuff that we talk about. This is all the stuff that we talk about on One More and I'm Out of Here. This is all the stuff that I talk about on my radio shows, night in and night out. And it is an eye-opening video, I think, when you look at this list. I mean, and they don't get into any of the details of any of this stuff, but the list is impressive. And, you talk about where we are now as a country and how screwed up things look and how screwed up things are for the future. You look at this list and you look at all the things that are happening on this list, and you get a good reason for why you're saying stuff like that. So watch it, listen, and then we'll discuss.
A warning to America. 25 ways the U.S. is being destroyed in under 2 minutes. 1. Open borders and illegal immigration. 2. Rampant crime in unsafe cities. 3. Mass addiction and fentanyl. 4. Election insecurity and interference. 5. The educational indoctrination of children. 6. The asymmetrical weaponization of justice. 7. The destruction of private property rights. 8. Inflation and debt. 9. The global depopulation agenda. 10. Record low fertility and plummeting birth rates. 11. Unaccountable federal bureaucracies. 12. Toxic food supply. 13. vaccine and pandemic disinformation. 14. The transcontagion and sterilization of children. 15. Overprescription of pharmaceuticals. 16. Destruction of the nuclear family and parental rights. 17. DEI and the new racism. 18. Moral and societal decay. 19. The financing of endless foreign wars. 20. The sprawling surveillance state. 21. The centralization and consolidation of government power. 22. The destruction of trust in institutions. 23. The censorship industrial complex. 24. State media propaganda. 25. The smearing of those who challenge it.
Mission log 2050-01.
So there you go. That is, to my way of thinking, a very impressive video.
Tepid.
Put out. Tepid, you say?
Tab paid. To my way of thinking.
Oh, tab paid. Okay. I thought you said tepid. I was going to say, no, that is not a tepid video.
I like the fact they had Paul Harvey at the end.
But you can take any one of those subjects and you could do an entire show on almost any one of those individual subjects.
No, and it covered, I mean, like you said, it covers a bunch of things that we talk about, but it's not just us. There's a lot of big podcasts, way, way, way bigger than us, that cover these things, that understand the fact that where we're at right now is not where we need to be. And again, I'll go back. I mean, it's scary. And the weaponization of the justice system in New York with Trump, and the way they're trying to hush him and silence him. You know, he got denied on his immunity pleas and whatever. We'll see how it all shakes out, and I can't wait. And that's why I said earlier, I cannot wait till the fucking debates, and I cannot wait until November 5th to see, because where a lot of people were on the Biden train are now jumping over back onto the Trump train, or jumping over to the Trump train, not back, but because they realize that this is not the fucking way. And the plan that the fucking Democrats have, he's either going to drop out, or if he gets reelected, he's going to be gone. And somebody else is going to be in charge. And guess who that is?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk going on
and
right now.
We think it's bad now.
There's a lot of talk going on right now about how they will be able to pull it off, where they can jump over Kamala Harris and go on to the next, whoever they want to be up there next. I don't know if Kamala Harris agreed to a deal before she became vice president, that knowing that there was a probably better than even chance that Joe Biden wouldn't serve out his entire first term. And then when that happens, I mean, maybe she becomes president. I can't imagine that she would actually be the one in charge of anything.
Well, Biden's not in charge of shit right now.
Of course he's not in charge of anything right now.
So she would not be in charge.
And
they're talking about polls in the chats. If you believe any of these fucking polls, and this is just Jason's opinion, I'm not speaking for Dan, you're an idiot. These polls are all bullshit. You cannot trust any of the polls. The only poll you can fucking trust is fucking November 5th when you fucking vote and how the numbers come out. But to a point, you can't even trust that with the way the Democrats have fucking done the fucking ballot harvesting and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
So we're fucked. We're fucked either way.
I think the polls are interesting for something to talk about. I don't think you can really hang your hat on them.
Yeah, they're talking points, but that's it.
But there was one point number 23 made in that video, and they called it the censorship.
As David J said, the brass poll, though. I do believe in that.
The what poll?
The brass poll.
The brass poll.
Yeah.
Is that the one that brass asked?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good poll.
Or different gentlemen's clubs.
But one is called the censorship industrial complex.
Oh, hold on. Let me hit that again real quick. It's the only one you can trust because it's going to take your money and fuck you over. It's the only one you can trust. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's good. I got to reach out here and get a beer.
Sorry, the internet's fucked up. I'm trying to work through it.
All right. No, I want to, as soon as I get a beer here. Got it wedged in there somehow. Close the door of our little fridge down there. I want to give everyone a little assignment to do. And I want you to go to a website called newsbusters.org. News, all one word, newsbusters.org. Great website. They their mission has been for many years now to point out liberal bias in the media. And there is a piece you will find on there, and the title is this: MRC, Free Speech America. MRC is the umbrella company under which Newsbusters, it's called mrcnewsbusters.org. But MRC is the parent company there. And this is a piece that exposes 7 federal agencies pressuring big tech to censor Americans. And was written by an individual, Gabriella Parisot, who is an editor there at Newsbusters. And Gabriella writes about the First Amendment case that is about to be handed down by the United States Supreme Court. It's called Murphy versus Missouri. And it's a case brought by the attorneys general of Missouri and Louisiana to prevent the Biden administration from colluding with and coercing big tech companies to censor Americans. And that has been going on full steam ever since this administration came into power. And if you haven't heard a lot about this, this is one-stop shopping. It's one article that you can read. It's maybe a touch on the long side, but it lays out chapter and verse in a clear and understandable way of how big government is colluding, or I don't know if colluding is the right word, because when you say colluding, that sort of suggests a cooperative arrangement on both sides, right? Like we want to work with them, they want to work with us. So I don't know if colluding is exactly the right word, but I would say, the other word that's in here is coercing. I would say big government is coercing big tech and big, the big social media companies to do their bidding. And then she gets right into the details of these Biden administration-led federal agencies that have actively worked with big tech companies to silence American speech online. And she starts with the Department of Homeland Security. And I'll just read real quickly here. Guised as fighting terrorism and foreign influence operation. The agency aims became publicly apparent when it released a National Terrorism Advisory System bulletin in February. The bulletin claimed that one of the key factors of heightened terrorism threats included widespread election fraud and COVID-19. So right there is one example, and something that we have talked about a lot on this program is simply because you are questioning what the government was doing as it related to the Wuhan, or if you were questioning what happened in the 2020 election. Well, what was going on? The Department of Homeland Security had an operation underway to do what? To suppress those people who wanted to question these narratives. And we saw it time and time again with people getting canceled on their social media accounts. And in some cases, we actually had the FBI knocking on the doors of people. So that's just the Department of Homeland Security. And there are an example of what they did. Then you get to the State Department. The Global Engagement Center is the State Department's nucleus for censorship. So it should come as no surprise that the CISA connected GEC with EIP. I have no idea what all those stand for. But the Department of Homeland Security, CISA, recommended we talk to you about our current efforts to protect 2020 elections. And it goes on. It talks about the State Department. They talk about the Twitter files. And they talk about just a whole bunch of other stuff in here. Twitter, then you got the Justice Department. And so you got all these agencies of the federal government who are engaging to do what? Suppress speech, come out with a ruling on it, hopefully sometime next week. So that may happen when we're gone. But I would encourage everyone who's listening to us right now or watching us on the YouTube to hit the like button.
We keep freezing for whatever
Go
reason,
to newsbusters.org and look this piece up and read it, and you will be a lot better informed than you probably are now.
Yeah, I'm trying to work through tech issues. I have no idea what the fuck's happening right now, and I'm really pissed off about it. But
can people still hear us?
I think so.
Are people chatting with us?
Yes.
Let's see. The hamster that powers your internet needs to run faster.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. It's
Deadleg, CISA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Thanks, Deadleg. I'm not surprised that he knew that.
Update that Commodore 64. God, I would love to have one of those. I would absolutely love to have one of those.
So,
all right, so we're at least moving again up there on the screen. It fucking sucks.
So there you go. That's pretty much my rant for the day. Biden's going to lie about the border. He's going to lie about Trump, because that's all he can do is lie. And then he's going to go out there and champion. I don't know if I sent you the Corinne Jean-Pierre soundbite where she's talking about how the vice president's going to go around the country now talking about everything the Biden administration is doing to lower prices.
The answer is
for people.
You did not say that.
Hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
So let me ask you the question, and I'm not even going to worry about pulling the article up, but with Putin and Kim Jong-un meeting up for their summit, your opinion, what's that mean for us? With the state that our country is in,
I don't think it's good. I don't know how anything good can come of that. I think that when Trump was in office and he made those overtures to North Korea and Kim Jong-un, and you remember the video when he stepped foot right across the DMV,
DMZ.
Not the DMV, the DMZ. And I thought those were huge things. I thought there was a huge opportunity there to have one of the worst enemies of the United States maybe start looking at things in a different light. And of course, now that Trump is no longer the president, I think those opportunities have been washed away. I think North Korea is rich in natural resources, and the Russians need natural resources, and they will certainly look to exploit their relationship with North Korea to make Russia better off. North Korea is not any kind of world power or superpower, but certainly them hooking up with a Russia or a China or whatever other bad actors in the world is not a good thing for the United States.
I mean, you can see the posturing, and I consider that posturing where they made it big to do. Them having their summit. I know they've had summits in the past, and they talk, for that side of the world and what they're going to do. But just with where we're sitting at as a country of our own, who I think used to be a superpower, I don't feel now that we're a superpower, but I feel like they're posturing against because of everything that's going on with sending money to Ukraine and everything else. It is a little bit scary. Like, all right, so what the fuck did you guys talk about? Like, I would love to have been a fly on the wall to hear what happened in that total of 4 hours of conversation. Two different, I think one was 2 hours and one was an hour and a half. Two different conversations. I would have loved to have heard what they were talking about, because I'm pretty sure they weren't talking about basketball bets.
No, well, apparently they signed some sort of deal that they pledged their mutual aid if either country faces aggression.
Yeah,
you know, and then from there, he went to went to Vietnam, and so he's making nice with you know, a lot of people in that part of the world. So this is, I think, just a way for Putin to get his hand on natural resources that that the Russians need, and but again, those two having an alliance is just another layer of a sandwich that the people at the State Department have to consume now, and figure out the best way to get from point A to point B. That's just to make things all that much more complicated. I do not think that something like this would have been possible if Trump were in office. I mean, I really don't.
Right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Because he was weakening Russia considerably. He was cutting off the money flow to Iran, the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism.
Well, and that's where it rolls back. Like, they know our leadership right now is a complete conundrum. And Putin said so much.
Yeah.
Literally read a quote where he's like, well, there's so much infighting in America right now that, you know, we'll let them do their thing, but we're gonna start mobilizing and getting our shit together. Where I agree with you, where if Trump was in, Trump would have been involved one way or another. Not saying be in those talks, but one way or another, he'd be like, no. We're gonna have a chat. Ring up Putin, ring up fucking Un, get him out of his fucking hole. Supposedly he's sick. I saw a quick article. I didn't get a chance to read it. Supposedly he has some undisclosed medical condition.
Kim Jong-un.
They called him what the fuck? The recluse world leader. Found that amusing.
I read an article one time where that claimed that he doesn't defecate. So that
he never shits.
That
awesome. I shit like 3 times a day.
Well, I'm just saying that
he never shits.
That could lead to some medical issues.
It definitely could. That's called being bound up, my man.
So that might make you unpleasant to be around.
You sent me a couple of videos. Do you want to hit those?
Yeah. My final thought on North Korea, though, is I think I would like to go there sometime for no other reason.
I heard it's nice in the summers.
For no other reason other than that North Korea is exceedingly clean. Whenever you see videos, I remember reading an article about a guy who had taken a trip there. He said, you don't see a scrap of paper. You don't see garbage anywhere. You don't see it. I mean, he talked about how clean and tidy every aspect of that country was. I mean, you look at their buildings, and you look at their anytime you see the interior of any of their buildings, whenever they have any sort of a video comes out of a parade or any event happening there in North Korea, I mean, everything just looks as clean as it can possibly be. So I would just like to see that firsthand. That's all.
Because you'll get shot if you do.
I just take in the cleanliness, see what that is like compared to the United States. That's one place they got us.
Well,
over us. They're a hell of a lot cleaner than we are.
And guess what? People don't shit in the fucking streets. You don't have a fucking app on your phone called a poop map, to where, like, the city of San Francisco, where you can map out where shit is. So yeah, I agree with you. It's very clean, because if you shit on the street, guess what? You're gonna get fucking killed.
That'll be the one of the last things you do on.
You're done. That's your last shit.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that.
So I mean, good on them, I guess. Maybe we should be a little bit more strict. I don't know. You sent me a ton of videos. Which one do you want to hit?
Oh, well, we just played the one. Do you want to do the Juneteenth one?
We can do that one.
All right. Obviously, I don't know how you celebrated Juneteenth, but listening to this gal, I obviously don't know the proper way to celebrate Juneteenth.
White people, do this on Juneteenth. not that. The other day, I shared a video offering 3 ways that white people can celebrate Juneteenth and not cause harm. And I got a lot of positive feedback. I got hundreds of thousands of views on that video, thousands of comments, tons of shares. So thank you for everyone who commented and shared the video. But I also got a lot of negative feedback. And one of the things that someone said to me was, well, why do all of these suggestions involve spending money? You have to remember that chattel slavery, Jim Crow, systemic racism, institutional racism has always been about the economic disempowerment of Black people and the exploitation of Black people's labor while simultaneously building the financial wealth and the economic standing of white people exclusively. Okay, creating systems and policies and practices that give white people unearned, unfair financial and economic advantages while doing the exact opposite for Black people. So if you are calling yourself an ally, you say you want to be anti-racist, you want to live an anti-racist lifestyle, economic empowerment, redistribution of funds, your own personal reparations fund, you intentionally, financially supporting and engaging with Black people, that should be a part of your strategy as an anti-racist. At the end of the day.
So there you go. That her suggestion is that on Juneteenth, you just walk around handing out money to Black people. Any thoughts on that?
I didn't, when I watched that, and I watched it 2 or 3 times, and now the 4th. I think she is looking for clicks. She is looking for shares, all the shit on the social media stuff, because our buddy Dexter Pitts feels completely differently about that.
Dexter Pitts and our buddy Zeke Arkham, feels totally different about that as well. So maybe you're supposed to go to a Juneteenth celebration and maybe shoot the place up.
Yeah, I couldn't play this one.
Yeah, there was the video I sent you was video in Oakland, and you've got people who are walking down the streets, and all of a sudden, you hear gunfire going on. They run across the street where people are engaging in the gunfire. There's video of what appears to be a dead guy there on the street. So that was in Oakland, but that wasn't the only place where there was gunfire over the weekend for Juneteenth. On Saturday night, Round Rock, Texas, for a Juneteenth festival was violently interrupted. Dispute between groups escalated. Someone produced a gun. Multiple people were hit. 2 people shot and killed. 14 others wounded. At a splash plaid playground in Detroit, or in the Detroit suburb of Rochester Hills. 9 people were shot, including 2 children. Victims range in age from 78 to 28. So, that sounds like it was a family gathering, and there was gunfire there at Potomac High School in Oxon Hill, Maryland. 1 adult was killed. Children were wounded during a shootout at a Juneteenth celebration there. Northeastern Massachusetts, 7 people were shot and wounded, including teenagers. So all these places, and then of course Chicago, I think they had at least 50 people shot and killed. I don't know if they were all Juneteenth celebrations, but apparently some of them were. So maybe that's what we're supposed to do on Juneteenth is go out and just start shooting randomly at people. So all over the country, people getting shot and killed. Juneteenth, and look, if this was some sort of other holiday, and all these people were getting shot and killed at these random celebrations, maybe we might rethink the holiday. I don't know.
So I will say, any time that you get that many people, in the video that you sent me from Oakland, we had a small celebration where I work. There were some issues, but anytime Oktoberfest in downtown Cincinnati, anytime you get that many people together, whether there's alcohol involved, whether they're fucking doing drugs or whatever, you get that many people involved, you're going to have incidents. Now, I think it was it 2 or 3 people in the video. I stopped the video because I was trying to get the rest of the show together. I was like, fuck, I can't show that one because we're definitely going to get blocked. But you have multiple people fucking shot. You're going to have that when you have and I don't want to say people being shot, but you're going to have disturbances, right, wrong, or different. Whether it's shit, it could be a goddamn KKK rally, and some hillbilly's going to get fucking pissed off and punch another one, whatever. When you get that many people together, everybody gets a day off, and everybody's just, hooping and hollering. You're going to have that. I wanted to show the video, but I was afraid we were going to get hit on YouTube again, and I'm tired of doing fucking appeals with YouTube. But it's her way of thinking. I think is stupid, and I'm pretty sure we could get Zeke, we can get Dex, that would corroborate that. That bitch is dumb.
Do you have the video I sent you of the young lady being interviewed on the podcast who confuses the term musician and magician?
No, you didn't send me that one.
Oh, yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, I save everything you send me.
Here it is right here. Jay, fun podcast with a musician or something. Right there. Let's see. It was sent on.
We'll send it again, but I mean
Tuesday, June 18th.
Well, we had already podcasted. I probably deleted that one because we podcasted on.
We didn't play that one though, did we?
No, we didn't. So when we don't get to it, I delete it.
All right. Let's see.
I'm just telling you how it works, bud.
All right.
I save everything you send me in a big pot, and then I decipher through it.
Big pot. Okay.
I decipher through it.
All right. I don't want to hear about Biden's executive order. I know I sent you that one. I don't want to talk about. Let's see.
All right, here.
Jason Kiefer. We don't want to. We already talked about the Juneteenth one. Oh, what about the not a good driver one? That was a pretty good one.
Oh, that's a fucking fantastic one, idiot. That's a good way to lighten the mood.
I like that one.
Yeah, we never. I remember this one. We just never got to it. So I can share it though. Stand by. Our internet sucks right now anyway. So sorry, guys.
Want me to talk about Dan Varner for a little bit?
No.
Varner, Ohio Valley Productions.
No, I can do that.
This is hilarious.
That's amazing. I didn't know that about you.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music. I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said.
No,
I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
So you
think.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician. And I think you are a musician.
No, baby. I do music.
So you just really quick for the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
I'm not none of that.
But then after that, you just said I do music.
Yeah, I do music.
So in other words, you're a musician.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You fucking asshat. You're a complete and fucking utter asshat.
Oh, she did. Now, does she say I make music or I do music? Because look, I can say can I say I do music? I play music in my car sometimes. I enjoy music. Sometimes I sing karaoke.
You love the karaoke.
You know, I've tried to play the drums. I've tried to play the keyboards. I've tried to play guitar. I'm not good at. I suck at all of that. I wouldn't consider myself a musician though.
Are you a magician? Your son's a magician. Your son could do some pretty wicked card tricks.
I don't know what the fuck you said, but I do music. I ain't no musician.
Fucking idiot.
Oh my god.
But guess what? Getting paid millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. But if you'd like to have a real musician show up at one of your parties, well, we know the people you need to call, and that is Ohio Valley Productions. If you want your party to be the one to remember, besides being unbelievably hot outside, it's a great time to call Ohio Valley Productions and make your event the one to remember. It could be a festival, could be a fundraiser, could be a backyard barbecue, corporate event, big or small, doesn't matter. Live talent, DJs who do music, karaoke, trivia, and more. Quality entertainment and a team with the most experience in the business to make your event the hit of the summer. So if you have a vision for a great time, contact our friends at Ohio Valley Productions. They have helped us out on multiple occasions when we've had our own events at the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. And you talk about going the extra mile. They have gone the extra mile for us more times than we can count. So Ohio Valley Productions, drop an email to Dan there, our buddy Dan Varner, Ohio Valley Productions, OhioValleyProductions.com, and you too will rock on this summer and have a great party.
Let's hit this idiot driver, and then we'll sign it out.
How can people be such bad drivers?
This is fucking. I was so happy when he sent me this after I watched it. I'm just trying to find it.
Oh, and then I saw a video of a high speed chase, and it goes on for like 11 minutes, so it's too long to play during the podcast. But I don't know how they had this on camera the whole time. But this guy is driving around some city, and he's going through roundabouts, going around corners, hitting the highway, off the highway, back on the highway. And I mean, he eluded the cops for a good long time. And then they eventually got him boxed in and caught him. But that was some amazing driving.
This fucking idiot. Fucking rev limiter hits.
At a parking garage. And then if you're this much of a moron, why would you put the video out so everybody sees it?
What just shows you happens that fast, Dan.
Yeah.
That's job security for me.
But look at the car they hit. I mean, and it just keeps getting worse from here. I mean, this video is unbelievable.
Oh, he's mad too. Guy's got an airbag burn.
Shit, yo.
You hear the rev limiter? Bop, 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 bop. Hit them paddles, bro.
You know,
I find that shit funny.
So was the guy driving the green car, or was he driving the?
No, he's driving. He was in that fucking green car.
And he wrecked into that. Looks like an Escalade or something, right?
I can't tell what it is.
The car that's up against.
He smashed it. Yeah, he was
dumbass.
He was driving a fucking green car. He wasn't using the paddle shifters the way he should. The fucking rev limiter is fucking kicking out. It's just like revving a fucking motorcycle too fucking far. You have a rev limiter.
I mean, if you're trying to get your feet wet on driving a high performance vehicle like that, maybe a parking garage isn't the best place to start.
Yeah.
Maybe something with a little more space around.
You're a fucking moron.
What an idiot. And then he puts the video out there for everyone to see.
But again, so like to our buddy T Vogues and myself and all the other first responders that listen to this from our failure to stop fans, that's called job security.
You see it all the time.
Job security.
You see it all the time.
Idiots, as Joe would say. Idiots.
Well, it's funny because we don't know them.
Dan, what else you got? Well, yeah, that's true. And I don't need to. And I'm completely good.
I don't know. I mean, I just I got a busy weekend I'm looking forward to, and maybe a few hours at the swim club, and that's about it for me. But I know you. Where are you going on? Do you would care to disclose?
We're leaving
any of your vacation.
Very
details?
early Sunday for the Dominican Republic for 6 days. So we'll be there. We'll be at the pool tomorrow during the day.
Going to sample the ganja there?
No.
Okay.
No, after 4 years. Once I retire, then yes, maybe potentially. I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm too close to the finish line.
I'm sure it's legal there, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not here. So if I were to get tested, I'd be fucked.
I thought we approved recreational marijuana here in the state of Ohio.
No. Well, my work does not. You can think what you want to think.
Oh, what about the dude, the pedophile dude?
We got one more.
We got to hit that one more time.
This is worth it because these.
And then I saw Chris Hansen was on with Jesse Waters the other night.
How long are you gonna go with this?
I'm just saying. But
I love Chris Hansen. I want him as.
But he's doing a whole series on this again.
I love
on some. It's called like Blue TV or something like that. I don't know.
I love Chris Hansen.
But this is not Chris Hansen, but it's one of the internet people that do this. And I believe this is.
I follow a bunch of these, like they call them shit. I can't remember what their TikTok handle is, but it's fucking hilarious shit. They tricked one guy thinking he won a Corvette. And then as they open the front, the trunk, because the engine's in the back, his picture's hanging right there. They're like, "Oh, do you know this guy?" And it's a picture that he sent to a supposed 14-year-old girl. Good for you, you fucking piece of shit.
How's it going, man? So you know why I'm here, obviously, right? This is you, right? So I'm not here to hurt you.
Okay.
I want to have a conversation with you, though. Do you think we can talk about this?
Yeah, in a civil manner.
Yeah, I haven't yelled at you or anything, right? I mean, you can ask him why he's here if you want to ask.
Oh, I live in the neighborhood and I do a lot of mutual aid for the houseless.
Oh no, he's not houseless.
I
He has
just
plenty of
wanted to make sure that he was not being harassed.
Oh, am I harassing you? You want to tell her why you're here, or you want her just to probably move
okay.
along? Yeah.
Is everything okay?
Not really, but
Do you want him to go away?
Do you want to talk about this?
I do. I want to talk about
Right. So
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that the brown person was
Okay.
safe.
the brown person is safe.
Yeah, because we take
Have a
care
good have a
of-
have
we
a good
take
day.
good care
Have a
of
have a
the
good
brown
have a good
people
day.
in the city.
Have a good day. This is the step into Portland right here. What's up, man?
Not much.
So what are you doing here? You understand why I'm here,
I
obviously.
do.
Okay.
So
So
you're not here to fight me or anything. Right?
if I was here to fight you, bro, I would have put you in the river already.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
You came right here to the river.
It
You
was
think
just-
that? How long do you think you've been talking to this girl?
A few weeks.
A few weeks.
You
Yeah,
fucking
2 weeks. Right.
You sick fuck.
I just want to make sure the brown person isn't being
Between that sick fuck and that woke bitch. I think that's a perfect way to fucking end this.
Well, if he
is-
would have said I was here, I thought I was going to hook up with a 14-year-old girl, she probably would have thought that was just perfectly fine.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's fine. I have a daughter."
Yeah.
Dano, we'll see you at the pool tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for the internet issues, and we will see you guys on June 30th.
One more and I'm out of here.
One more and I'm out of here. June 30th, 5 p.m. I'm on vacay.